I tell you, boy, what a match. A doggone match made in heaven. Good grief. Yo, what's good, people? Man, I cannot believe that. Oh, okay, so the audio is good. Okay, so yeah, I cannot believe that they put Pierce Morgan and just Pearly things together. This is crazy. Like I'm really interested to go ahead and dive into this video and see what the heck is going on, man. So let's go ahead and switch this thing around, man. Just Pearly things was on the Pierce Morgan show. That freaking blows my mind. On top of that, they're calling her the female version of Andrew Tate. Oh man, let's go ahead and dive into it, y'all. We got to see what the hell is going on right now. This blows my mind.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Pearl Davis has racked up a legion of online followers and plenty of breathless newspaper coverage by sharing her incendiary views on modern feminism. The New York Post called her the female Andrew Tate. So she tapped into genuine female pushback to the excesses of wokery, or is she just an attention seeker? We'll find out in a moment. But first, let's take a look at the clip that sent her viral.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5, so that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days. So I
I hear what she's saying. Like, is she just saying things to be saying things, or is she actually quoting facts? That's what I'm curious about. Like, is this like actual facts based on data and statistics, or is she just spitting out stuff and just saying things? Just probably things tripping me out about them outfits, man. Them outfits.
understand the complaint.
Okay, well,
Okay.
Paul joined
Look at us.
alongside political journalist Ava Santini, who was nodding furiously along there to everything she heard.
Nodding.
Right, Paul, you be called the female Andrew Tate. How do you plead?
Well, I take it as a compliment. You know, I'm a fan of Andrew Tate.
Of everything he said?
It depends what we're talking about, but overall, I think he's got a good message. I think he's good for young men.
Overall.
Okay, look, you're talking about women predominantly, which is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed.
Broken.
I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive.
I'm still tripping on the female version of Andrew Tate. Yo, that's crazy. But like she said, hey, listen, she taking it as a compliment. I respect it, man. I respect it.
Why would you want to remove just from yourself the right to vote?
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right? Back when I started, I was like, why? I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true.
At
If you look it up.
the time.
At the time.
Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say, but
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Anytime you're having a debate and the other person's over there snickering, to me that's just not a good look, man. Like, but
I started
It strikes
reading
me
their
as childish.
writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. Before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
What's that got to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to response.
You already know how Pierce Morgan, he gonna continue. Hey, he gonna continue to ask the same question. What does that have to do with again women having the right to vote? Which, honestly, man, I don't care. I mean, should women have a right to vote? Sure. I mean, I get into voting on a whole nother live stream, but I'm not against women.
Again, men are
Not
80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run.
Okay.
So I just think if we want
Based
an
on
equal
the
say in
facts, data,
society, then
statistics.
be equal. Do 50% of the hard jobs. Be 50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined 250.
Okay, so if he don't know, because I'm pretty sure it's coming, but if he don't know, she's basically saying, if you want equality, then you should be doing equal amount of the hard jobs, not just the easy jobs out there. But if you want the right to vote, again, just from the things that I'm taking from this video. She's saying that women should be doing those hard jobs.
$50,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the trap.
Okay, but specifically on the vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Well, because again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have two votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped about.
No, do you know what
I know.
No, it's just sort of like,
Yeah. When they put the camera on, it was like, was she moving her mouth? Like she was trying to say something? That's weird.
galaxy brain. I feel like, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
They just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the...
Hold on. She said they don't really add up. So again, just Pearly things is saying that most of the jobs that she's talking about are the hard jobs. She's saying that most men aren't currently running these. Is that what she's saying? I don't know. If that she's trying to negate that, because I would have to disagree, because again, when you look at most of the jobs that maybe she's referring to, like running the infrastructure, those type of jobs, most men actually are doing those jobs. Most men, which means 51% or more.
To the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean,
allegedly? What do you mean allegedly?
At the time that you're talking about, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they were.
Write.
Yes, they were. That's incorrect. The first female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
I'm so sorry, but that
the first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
So, okay, so I see what's going on. So just Pearly Things is actually coming with, I'm guessing, facts and data that she's already looked up, and she's seen these things, and the lady is trying to negate that without even, she don't necessarily have any foundation, any facts or data to support what she is saying. Just Pearly Things seems like she may have looked this up to be able to say in the 1600s the first millionaire. Those actually, I don't know. I don't know how true it is. Y'all, please go look it up. I'm actually going to go look it up and see.
Yes, it was. Yes, she did not inherit it.
What law permitted that? What law permitted that?
There was no law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential in history.
Let's get on to the vote. So what?
There you go. Moving the goalpost. You see what she just did right there? Moving the goalpost. Because they were talking about something, but as soon as she...
I don't understand is, a part of your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute,
okay.
Your big push is that you care about men, and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say, but hang on, I haven't made the point yet, because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is, when you start making calls out, like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote, how is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I don't even call it misogynistic. I say be equal. So again,
I got an issue with that freaking word. People throw that word misogynistic around like it's the same way they do toxic. They will call anything misogynistic. They would call anything now in today's society misogynistic and toxic. I don't understand why the heck they continue. I mean, I understand why they're doing this, man. But most of the time, that's not what it is. Based on what she is saying, she's saying no. Listen, if you want certain rights, again, just based on from what it seems like, if you want this, then she feels as though, again, this is her opinion. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. So she's saying, if you want these rights or whatever, then you should be out here doing with what most men are out here doing. That's all it seems like she's saying. Would you call that misogynistic though? Honestly, I don't know.
I didn't do all the feminists. Well, then, okay, I'd love for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open. They're hiring because
she's not complaining though.
She's
she keep interrupting, but she said, well, why don't you go and do? She said, listen, I mean, I'm just Pearly thing like, look, I don't care about the right to vote, man, or whatever. I'm not sitting here, begging for equality, knowing that I'm not out here doing these hard jobs.
I don't think men or women are equal until we do the
Right.
equal work.
That's
so
all she said.
Listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber. Go be an electrician. Go be on the front lines of the military.
And she's not saying that women are not out here doing these jobs. This is not like a all. She's speaking about majority of the young ladies out there, the feminists or whatever. Most of those feminists that are asking for equality or whatever, she's just saying, you know, if you want equality, then go out here and do these jobs. Again, I'm speaking for her because she's not here right now.
Feminists are willing to do that. I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be.
Oh, wait a minute. She said you might be. I feel like that was a little jab right there. Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait a minute.
But I'm absolutely
That's
not.
a bit-
No, but you
Wow.
said you were a volleyball.
Wow.
You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think
But
that
I
I
don't
can
have
do
more
those
strength. I don't have more
skills.
strength
But
than
I'm
the
not going
average
to take your
man.
right away to
I
do
don't
it.
have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be
That's
equal.
possibility.
But you want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
Whoa. Uh-oh. And the thing that I like about this whole entire, man, sometimes just Pearly thing, she just seems so lost. Man, look at her. She cheats. That girl cheats as hard as I don't know what, man. That joke be, hey, these type of things be so freaking funny to me. Look, she's smiling. He said, you feel like divorce should be illegal. I remember her saying this one time. I don't remember if she spoke on it or not, but we gonna listen.
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage.
I agree.
What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for
I
poor,
agree.
in sickness and in health,
I
till
agree.
death do us part.
Absolutely.
That's what marriage is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
Why is that all
is
down
8
to the
years.
women?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
Yeah, again, what she said is she feel as though marriage has been ruined. The idea of marriage has been ruined because of feminists. And I'm gonna let her go into it right now. I got my own. I'm gonna have to redo this video.
You asked why I
It's gonna
want
be longer.
divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish
Yeah.
first? So I'm saying, you know, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave
Agree.
marriage for the people that actually believe in
Agree.
for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
Doesn't the
Absolutely.
sanctity of
Agree.
marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
Well, you spoke.
She said, "What do you mean? What do you mean?"
Quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage, then I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually live by.
You know, and that's a fair complaint. I wish I was. But, you know, we
She said it
can't
was
go
fair.
back. I don't know what you want me to say.
I just don't think it's fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think
And they
what
shouldn't
what
buy
is
those
the-
Hang on. Okay.
Whoa! That thing went completely off rail. Do she not know what? She don't think that it's fair that she gets to get paid for her view. What? Now again, a completely different art. What is she? That.
If I may,
Please,
at some stage jump in.
Please,
Isn't the whole
help us
point
out.
of being a feminist, though, that women are entitled to have their own views? So she's
Did Pierce Morgan just jump ship? Wait a minute.
perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you
She
can't.
might not like
But
them.
I'm here to challenge.
Isn't she exercising her right as a? Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
She's not a feminist,
No,
yeah,
you know,
she's
we
not a
don't go that
feminist,
far.
yeah.
You don't want to be a feminist?
No, because I think if feminists really believed in equality, but you guys don't, I would love for you, there is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineer.
I would actually love to see Ava Santana on
No,
that.
seriously. There's a building being built next to my building. Go do it, feminists. Go do it. And me, I'm saying
the same
But
job
Paul,
that I'm doing right
when
now.
you find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
Good question. Great question. Because she's saying that divorce divorce should be illegal? This is a great question, man. Great question.
You will be with that man, whatever happens the rest of your life.
Yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live
How do
by.
you
You're supposed to, absolutely.
I mean, look, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy.
I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and leave, man. Let me get up out of here. How many times have you heard that? I'm not picking a side right here. I'm just asking a question based on information that we have seen on TV shows, real TV, like TV shows, based on the conversations that you guys have seen me actively have on different podcasts, different interviews from the very first channel that I put up. You know, when it comes to being in relationships and talking about love and happiness and all the rest of this other stuff. How many times have you guys heard a young lady say she stopped dealing with someone because she wasn't happy? Some of them have been in a marriage and now they are not. Some of them have been in long-term relationships and now they are not. So I'm just asking y'all, how many times have y'all honestly heard? And Just Pearly Things, if you guys don't know who Just Pearly Thing is, go check out our YouTube channel. She does a podcast. She does a show like 4 or 5 times per week. She has, you know, I'm pretty sure she's did thousands of interviews with different women or whatever discussing these exact topics. That's why she's so comfortable with talking about this stuff, because she has these type of conversations and debates every day on her show.
This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Look at the girl. She like,
I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in agency, so I think that if a woman is going to look after her children during divorce, that's absolutely fine. I also believe in your right to speak your mind about it. What I don't understand,
I'd like to
what
say,
I don't
even
understand,
before the 1920s,
do you know what I mean?
women could speak openly. I think
oh, yo, oh man, they've been doing it to each other though. They honestly been doing it to each other, like cutting each other off. So man, hey, it is what it is, man.
the idea that like women couldn't talk the last 500 years. There have been women
I know,
throughout
but the
history
American state
that have
education
been-
system has
that have
failed
been-
before, and
has
it's
been-
failing
has
now.
been- There have been women throughout history that have read, written, and been very influential in society.
Okay.
So this idea like women could never do it.
Do you know what
Don't believe
I don't understand though is when it gets spiteful, okay? Because you put down a few arguments that I think are perfectly, like, you know, they're kind of evangelical and they're Christian, but those are your right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of seeps into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have
Are they
abortions, you say that
Are
they
they
have
fat?
STDs. You
it.
know,
I mean, the question is, are they fat? Yes or no?
Oh, she going off rail right now. She's asking. Oh man. Like, do we want to play this? Because I don't know where this is gonna go right now. We got less than a minute left, but I don't. Should we be playing this right now? We gonna play it. Let's go. We gonna play it.
The average American woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively overweight.
I mean, that's
Damn. Is she quoting facts, data, and statistics that she done pulled? I don't know. I'm asking the question. I don't know. Now, when it comes to these type of facts, data, and statistics, I'm not sure. There's some of them that I do know. Wasn't aware of this one right here. Piers Morgan is about to go. Oh Lord, what is he gonna say?
to be honest, we now celebrate morbid obesity as
Body
some
positive.
kind of body positive thing, and it is complete nonsense. So actually, on that point again, there's a bit of truth in
And
that.
this is the problem. This is the problem.
Holy, these mofos going it. I'm surprised Piers Morgan still got a show. I'm surprised, but it is Piers Morgan Uncensored. But yo, this is great, man. I got to get there about they up here
How have
tripping.
we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive?
Well,
It's nonsense.
Questions.
we're not talking about morbid obesity. I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to some.
Uh oh. She's about to bring up something that happened on Just Pearly Things. What's the name? She said that they're not talking about obesity. Okay.
Who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, a beast, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee. I mean, like.
She said that the lady on the podcast was maybe a size 12. I don't know how tall the young lady is, but she's a size 12. And she said that you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee, and I forgot what the other thing is.
Like, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality. We don't want to say things that are true.
Fat, a beast, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee. I mean, like, I don't know what to say.
Was she a divorcee? Was she these things? I'm about to go back and look at. I don't know.
This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality. We don't want to say things that are true. Was she fat? Yes. Was she a divorcee? Yes. These things are just objective facts.
Okay, I'm going to have to objectively...
And she insulted me first. They always do.
I'm going to have to objectively end the debate, but it was an interesting conversation. I think we should get you two back together as a matter of urgency. Thank you very much.
She said I had a great time.
Thank you, Ava.
Holy heck. Man, what the freak did I just watch? I wasn't prepared for this, man. I was not prepared for this. What the heck just happened? Holy crap. Just Pearly Things was, oh man, bro. She has so whack opinions about slavery, friend. Don't drive her much. A lot of her black former employee collaboration. She's a racist. Hey, I respect everything that you are saying, man. Again, I don't know these things for sure. So everything that I watch, everything that I see, things that are on this channel, I always take with a grain of salt. All right. But one thing about me is I try to separate the message from the person, and here's why. A lot of people had a lot of beef with Kevin Samuels. But if you look at the things that he was talking about, were they true? All right. So even though I don't technically rock with a person, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to certain things, I still try to look at it like this. Is it any truth in what they are saying? Is it? I mean, again, I'm not 100% sure. I do have to go back and do some research and see. But if it lines up, if, you know, what this person is saying is true, if Kevin Samuels is saying, you know, you get better results when you look better, when you smell better, when you dress better, when you take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and all these things, then I got to kind of put this type of message out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I can't technically knock the message. You know what I'm saying? I get what people are saying when it comes to, you know, how certain people live their life or whatever. That's why I always say any information, personally, I always try to take it with a grain of salt. I'm just like, yeah, you know, until I actually do my research or whatever, then we're going to move this way. So until I get my butt out there on the front line and I'm putting messages out there like this, then unfortunately we have to take this. So until there is actually an active young lady, regardless of what she looks like, regardless of what her background looks like, if there is somebody out there putting out a message that's true and nobody else is doing it just yet, then you kind of gotta use them as an example. Unfortunately, right? I mean, like we can talk about these things, you know what I'm saying, all freaking day. Like a man can talk about, you know, it'll be good if a young lady does this, that, and the third, or whatever. But it just seems a little bit easier when you have a young lady that's in the front line that's actually, you know, talking about and holding these women accountable. Same thing goes for a guy. Women can say this stuff all freaking day. You know, we need guys to do this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. But you really, honestly, no, you need a male. You need a guy that's actually holding these men accountable and saying, like, bro, you need to get on your purpose. You need to get to the point where you're able to, not only take care of yourself, but bring a young lady up under your wing and take care of your family and all that other stuff. The men need to get back to talking to the men and holding the men accountable. And the women need to get back to talking to the women and holding women accountable. The thing is, when you have a small percentage of women that are doing that, you know what I mean? Then that's when the issue comes where we kind of gotta go with what we got. Same thing goes for the men. Now, if there are women out here that are having these type of conversations, then please, by all means, comment down below, send them to my email or whatever, and I will put these women on doggone Front Street or whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, when I seen Andrew, the female version of Andrew Tate, that's what made me want to click on this. I'm just like, they're really calling Just Pearly Things the female version of Andrew Tate? That's freaking mind blowing. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that she's the female version of Andrew Tate, because again, there are some certain things that I agree with what she says and certain things that I don't necessarily agree with. But again, I think that's across the board anyway, man. But yeah, again, I respect every single last thing that you were saying, man. And again, I will check out this doggone comment. That's the reason why I left it up there, so it won't be hard for me to go back and look through the comments and look through this video and find it. But I'll definitely check that out. But to my overall point, right? The things that she was saying, take the person out of it. If the conversations again that Kevin Samuels was having, it was so many people that could not stand this man. I mean, the little people take little clips, blow it up or whatever, and try to paint a certain type of picture. But most of his work, if you go back from the time that he first started YouTube on up throughout his whole entire YouTube career, or whatever you want to call it, he was honestly trying to get men and women back to the table to have the conversation. And one thing about him is he respected people when they first came onto his panel. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Kevin Samuels, blah, 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 and we can have a conversation or whatever. And people will still say he was rude. I've seen hundreds of videos, hundreds of live streams from Kevin Samuels. Well, I've seen a lot of live streams from Kevin Samuels. And there was not one time that somebody actually came on that doggone panel that he didn't at least greet first. Honestly, you can go back and check all the videos that I did before this one or whatever, and you will see every single last video, every long form conversation that he had it with anybody. You know what I'm saying? He at least made sure that he showed them respect initially, like coming into it. And yet and still, they still try to say that he was a rude person, which I completely disagree with. But again, the goal is to do what? The goal of us having this conversation, honestly, is to do what? It's to try to get men and women back to the table to have the conversation. You know what I mean? So if we disagree with each other, then we should at least be able to talk to each other about that. And this helps when it comes to business. This helps when it comes to personal. This helps when it comes to friendships, relationships, whatever you want to call it. This is how we do it. We get people back to the table to have a conversation. And it's gotten to the point where a man can no longer express and try to tell a young lady, hey, we like it better when you guys do. It has to come from a young lady in most cases now. And she's telling you, like, listen, men like it when you are like this or whatever. Or she has to tell, a young lady, hey, we have to go back to living in reality. A lot of us don't want to accept the truth. We don't want to accept reality. And like the young lady, she was saying, the young lady was overweight, obese or whatever. She was a divorcee. And I was just basically quoting facts. I wasn't just out here just saying whatever or whatever. But yeah, man, we're just trying to get back to the point where we are able to have these doggone conversations, man. And oh man, it's a lot. I'm really gonna try to do like a part 2 to this thing. Like I really want to go in and unpack everything that happened in this short form. I don't know if it was a longer video. If you guys know, please send that thing to me. I want to see the whole entire video. All right. And again, this is just a reaction, man. This is not me saying that I endorse a person. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, it's some things about Pierce Morgan that I don't necessarily rock with, and it might be some things about just Pearly things that I don't quite rock with or whatever, man. But the overall, what is the overall message behind the person? All right, what is the overall message? And I just want to go through that. Let's just go through that dialogue, right? If this is coming from a young man or a young woman, forget that. I just want to. What was the conversation about? All right, and what they are saying? Is it true? Is it facts, data, and statistics? Or are they speaking out of feelings? Is this anecdotal, or is this actual things that they've actually did research and you can actually go and look this thing up and really be able to see if they are telling the truth. I just want to get back to the point where we're able to have these type of conversations, man. Again, no beef. When it comes to anybody, man, I am just out here just looking at video, putting content out there and telling you guys exactly what it is that I think. And I stand on everything that I say. I stand on everything that I say. All right. And again, separating the person from the actual message is where I'm trying to get people back to, at least. And then we can go into doing that deep dive and all that other stuff. But anyway, taking that thing with a grain of salt and doing your own research as well. But if what they are saying is true, you know what I mean? Hey, we gotta rock with it. Anyway, guys, I gotta get to class, man. I gotta head out. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Good grief. I didn't realize what time it was.